What's up, sports fans? Schulte's Card Pulls back with another Target.com drop recap. It happened Wednesday, September 15th, early like it usually does, and it was definitely a weird one, and I'll just be blunt, it wasn't a good one. We'll get right into it with the numbers here. Not many people scored, but some did. So once again, Wednesday, September 15th, the drop of the Target.com card stock this week, and we only saw a few items going in stock. It started fairly early and kind of in the middle, I guess, of the times that we've seen the last 3 weeks or so. Backloaded at 4:14 a.m. Pacific time. You see the last 2 weeks before that, it was loaded at about 4 a.m. And then the week before that, in the last week of August, it had been loaded closer to 4:30. So there really doesn't seem to be any kind of time that you can count on for Target.com exactly to start loading their cards. Basically, anywhere. We have the hot zone that we talk about here on Schulte's Card Pulls. About 4 a.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. East Coast time, up until about 7:50, 4:50 Pacific, where you can expect cards to be dropped on the back end on Target.com. And you can see there really weren't that many products dropped this morning. Only 4 boxes in total, and the first one that we saw load on the back end was the 2021 Donruss Football Blasters, but there were only about 10,000 of those that were loaded. Just not a lot for people to fight for, unfortunately. Then you see the 2021 Prism Baseball Megas. Those are actually still in stock as of the taping of this video. 2020 Select Football Blasters. That was kind of a random one. Those actually went up, and then they went back again off the site, but then up again, and were basically an in-store pickup, kind of at random spots around the U.S. that we've seen. The same thing happened with Select Hangers, and then a couple weeks before that, Select Fact Packs. But then also loaded at the back end was some 2021 Skybox NHL Metal Universe Blasters. Those actually still in stock as well. So only 4 products in total loading this morning, and everything went live around 4:40 Pacific time, 7:40 East Coast time, and that was the Prism Baseball Megas, and that was kind of weird. Usually the best product goes in stock first, so I kind of expected, there weren't many, but I expected the Donruss Football Blasters to go in stock first, but they didn't go in stock for about another 3 or 4 minutes. At 4:40, the Prism Baseball Megas were still in stock. Once again, those are still available. Usually they have 1 auto on average per box if you wanted to try and grab those. However, they have no licenses for baseball, so logoless cards there. Buy at your own risk. If you wanted to rip something, I guess that's a decent option if you're just jonesing to rip something. But anyways, the Donruss Football live at 4:43 or 4:44. Once again, only about 10,000 blasters, and that dropped in waves. And even in waves, it was gone in less than 2 minutes. And Select Football, those blasters were in-store pickups, kind of sprinkled at random spots around the country. I think that basically that's just some of the Select that people had left over from kind of the card apocalypse back in March, April, May, when they just stopped selling cards in-store together at Target. And then finally, the drop ended at around 5:15 a.m. When those NHL Skybox Metal Universe Blasters went in stock. Those also, just like the Prism Baseball Megas, still in stock. So manual users did hit this week. It was actually a pretty decent week overall for people, I would say, trying to get a stock of 10,000, because I had about 20 to 30 people in the chat score, but I say decent because it was comparable to the actual number of cards that were available, which wasn't many. Basically, you have a chance at scoring manually when you get anywhere from a stock of 20 to 40,000 of a certain box. And we've seen Select Basketball. I think the first week of Blasters, Blasters, there were 40,000, or Megas, or vice versa. I'm kind of flipping it probably. But 1 week there was 40,000 Blasters, 1 week there was 40,000 Megas, and each week people in the group scored a lot of each product. It was pretty cool. Unfortunately, there just wasn't much to fight for this week, though, for Donruss Blasters, so there were a lot of very frustrated people, but considering the circumstances and how little there was, I'm actually surprised that a lot of people still did score, so I'm happy for those people, but I do understand that there are some out there that are very frustrated, and I'm frustrated as well. I had 2 Blasters in my cart, but it booted me out, just like everybody else. So that low number kind of hurting people on the manual end this week, but just know that it's not like there were a ton out there for bots to get, and I would assume that Target's going to be bringing back a lot of Donruss football next week. Still no sign of red card exclusive items. I think Target has dropped that program entirely as far as assigning a high ticket item to a red card. They haven't done that for 2 weeks in a row, although as soon as I say that, I wouldn't be surprised if then once Optic comes out and Optic Megas are there, they assign those to red card exclusives. So just beware. I don't think that they're going to do that, but that is the only chance that we could see of red card exclusives coming back. But so far, it really hasn't happened for the last 2 weeks, and that's been a very good thing, in my opinion. It just didn't work helping to combat the box. So once again, since there was a small stock this week, I'm assuming that Target is going to be gearing up for a big one next week. So be ready. I'll be live Tuesday on Schultz's Card Pulls, basically until the day that they stock the rest of next week, and I'll be live starting every Tuesday until Target.com stocks every single week. So we could expect some more Donruss football. Hopefully we see some Optic basketball retail dropping on Target.com next week. Well, that's going to do it for this week's recap of the Target.com sports card drop. Make sure you click on the video on the screen right now. You can watch me talking about why I think the Fanatic sports card takeover is a good thing.